Let's imagine there is this car. It's a really amazing car. It's got the latest technology. It's got these amazing functionalities. So, for example, it's got digital key, it's got parking assist, it's got a camera, it's got automatic driving, simply phenomenal stuff. On the other hand, you have another car, like the one at the bottom. This is a really old car. It doesn't have air conditioning. You have to kind of, roll the windows down. It has no frills. Now, if you have to go from point A to point B, you can use either car. You can use this really fantastic high-tech car, or you could use the car that is down there. They will both get you from point A to point B. If you have the car that is a high-tech car, probably the ride will be much smoother. There'll be a lot more comfort, and there's more safety perhaps even in getting from point A to point B. Let's say that a person has this high-tech car, like the blue one on top, and they get in the car. They don't understand anything about these new controls. They're like, I don't know what this is, just gonna forget it. I need to get to my destination B. They drive this blue car as if it was the car at the bottom, the orange-brown car. So they don't use any of the technologies on there, and they just get from point A to point B. They don't even know how to turn the air conditioning on. So as they're driving, they are like, oh God, this is so hot. And they get from point A to point B. But what is the point? You had all these other things and safety features in there. You never even tried it, That's pretty much how most of us are living our life. We have this human body, which is one of the most sophisticated creations of nature, pretty much like that blue car. It has so many abilities. What most of us do is we get into this from the time we are born to the time we die. We just completely ignore or don't even bother to find out what are the abilities of this really sophisticated machine. And we reach the end of our life. We are actually doing the same thing. We're getting into the blue car, but driving it completely like that really old, beaten down and broken down car. So today's session, I wanted to share some of these abilities that all of us have. This is not a privilege of a few. Every human body, whatever level you are, you have these abilities. Now, just for a moment, we are all taught in school. We are taught we have these 10 to 11 systems. We have a skeletal system, a muscular system, a nervous system, endocrine system. We have 10 to 11 major physical systems. We are taught to eat correctly. We are taught we have to do this exercise, take the supplements, and take really good care of the physical body. But we're not just the physical body. We also have an energetic blueprint and energetic systems. And if I was to use the classification of Donna Eden, we have 9 energetic systems. What about all of this stuff? Nobody teaches us how to take care of this, but it is us. We have to take care of this. And here's the thing, all of this energetic stuff actually controls the physical stuff. So if, we are working really hard at nutrition and exercise and supplements, we have to work a whole lot harder. If we just looked at the energetic side of things and took a little bit care of the things on this side, just even if we did a percentage of what we do for the physical body on the energetic side, you'll find that you'll have to work less hard on your health, on your nutrition, on your mental clarity, and on the way you feel and function. A lot of people have no idea that we have this energetic system. They don't know any of the functionalities of it, and they complain. They're like, I'm always sick, I have this condition, I have that condition, I am not able to figure out what my purpose is, because they are completely ignoring a major part of their human experience. So today, I'm going to talk about one simple thing that kind of helps us tap into some of the abilities of this energetic side of us. And as you begin to use these things, even a little bit, you'll notice that your day-to-day experience on the physical level gets a little bit easier. It's depending on how much you do, you may or may not reverse a major condition, but there will definitely be a whole lot more support. Now, today I'm going to talk about mudras. I'm sure all of you have, heard about the word mudras. Perhaps you heard of it in connection with maybe you do meditation, maybe you do yoga and you've done some mudras. Perhaps you're familiar with classical Indian dance systems which use mudras. So basically, a mudra is a Sanskrit word which just means a seal or a sign. And what it really is just a movement of the hand or a positioning of the fingers that shifts the subtle energy body. I'm going to go into detail. I'm going to show you before and after images, and it's really, really simple. The problem is just nobody knows what it does. So I'm going to share that today. So a mudra is so powerful that you can use the mudra. It's a very simple move, and it takes maybe just a couple of seconds to, move your fingers in a particular way or hold it in a particular form. And you're able to shift the energy in your body. For example, we all know we have these 7 energy centers that we work with. Let's just say one of the energy centers is blocked. And if it is blocked, you'll have a health condition in that area with that. So if you know the mudra for that energy center, and if you just would hold it for maybe 2 minutes a day, you would open that center. And then that day, that illness or that condition or that part of the body would get more energetic support, and it would really get you through the day in a much easier way. So that is how you would use it on the body. But mudras are so powerful, they can actually shift the energy of a room. So I'm sure you might have heard of mudras with the dance or with yoga or with, with meditation, but very few people know that you can use the mudra and your energetic body and shift the energy of the room. So today I'm going to share some before and after images of how energy shifts with the mudra. And we're also going to do a few mudras together, and I'll show you how to work with them. So somebody asked me this question: what is the point in using a mudra to change the energy of a room? What is the point? So think about this. I've shared that the energy of the room imprints on us. So let's say you're traveling and you end up going to a hotel and you're spending the night there, and you feel uncomfortable. So something has happened in the room before, which is perhaps unpleasant, but you will get the whole brunt of it. So if you know a few basic mudras that shift the energy of the room, it will take about 2 minutes, maximum 3 minutes, with no tools, with no supplies. You can just use the mudra from your hand and shift the energy of the hotel room. So there was this one time I was traveling with my family, and we ended up checking into a hotel on New Year's Eve. And that hotel had such a heavy, heavy, heavy energy. And there was no way I wanted to enter the new year, in that room. It was horrible. Of course, us knowing the tools, I use sound to shift the energy of the room, but I could have very easily used a mudra, even if I didn't have the sound recording with me. I could have used a mudra and shifted the energy of the room. So it's a very useful thing to have. Or even if you're going to do a meeting in an office, and if there's the previous meeting perhaps didn't go well, you probably just go to the meeting room, close the door, and do a mudra quickly and shift the energy of the office. You can shift it off a home, you can shift it off the office, you can shift it off your bedroom after you've had an argument with the partner, perhaps. So mudras for rooms are very, very helpful. I'm going to share first quickly a few images. And now I do energy imaging. And when we do an image of an energy in a room, it looks something like this. So you would see different bands of colors, and each color is usually a representation of a certain kind of a frequency or an energy. And you generally want to see light and bright colors. And the reason I bring this up is because it's really good to get that visual, to see that if I bring a person in here, his energetic body is pink, yellow, and gold. And the room kind of blends into his energy. And if he stays in this room long enough, whatever is in the room is going to kind of mix in with his energetic body and kind of imprint on his organs and his systems at some point. So the energy of the room is important. And of course, our energy is important too. Is another visual that I captured. So I took an energy of a room, and this room had very specific, beautiful energies of orange, green, blue. And I took the energy of the person. Now, this energy of this person was taken in a separate room before the person entered in this room. And the energies around this person are gold and orange and green. And this person, she spent about 7 minutes in this room, which has the energy of blue and green. And then we went to a different room and did an energy imaging for her just to make sure to see if her energy has changed. And sure enough, the energies in the room had imprinted into her field. We tried it 2 times, 3 times, but it was definitely very clear the orange, green, blue, green pattern had come into her field. So that was like very tangible proof that whatever energies are in the room will eventually, imprint into our body.